So just underway here in this second chance game in Division 2, and we're tied up at 1 between Reynolds Mountain and Jellies. Back to serve for Reynolds Mountain is Elizabeth Carter. And now Jellies play it to the outside. Across there by Skylar Davis. Send it back over, set in the middle for Davis. Dug out by Carter in that back row. And sit back to the near side. And a kill for Katie Davis. Sophomore off the near side. A 2-1 lead here for Jellies. Best of 3 match. First 2 sets to 25. If you need a third set, that would go to 15. Serve here, played back up near the net, tipped down and in by Molly Warrington. And a 3-1 lead for Jellies. As that serve goes into the net, make it a 3-2 lead for Jellies. Back to serve for Reynolds Mountain is Hannah Kendall. Kendall serve here. Track down into the back line, and that is in along the far side. Hit the top of the net and still ended up inbounds. So a 4-2 lead you see right there. Clipped the top of the net and still managed to stay in. And for Jellies is Avery Masaryk. Eagles trying to play it to the outside, put across there by Williams. And then that's sent deep and in. Make it a 5-2 lead for Jellies. Into the lineup for Reynolds Mountain is Hannah Walsh. As Walsh will check in here, and I think they got everything figured out on that back line. So back to serve for Jellies is Hannah Zahner. Zahner, a junior for the Jellyfish. Some on the near side. Good dig in the back line by Carter, and that ricochets out of bounds. Make it a 6-2 lead for Jellies. Zahner with another serve. That is an ace, so now 7-2. And again, Zahner serves that in along the far sideline. Just enough of that out of bounds line, I guess. Yep, just on the outside of it. So the ace makes it 8-2. There's another ace, now 9-2. And of course, Reynolds Mountain had a big blow earlier in this tournament when Alina McClendon went down with what appeared to be an ankle injury. She has not been back since, and that's took a rather large piece of Reynolds Mountain out of the lineup. And, you know, give them credit, they've continued the battle, but they are missing a major portion of that team. So now a 10-2 lead for Jellies. And that just out. That'll make it 10-3. Back to serve for Reynolds Mountain is Kristen Williams. And into the front row for the Eagles is Gabby Sawyer. Williams with the serve. Played into the back row and then just sent across. Front tipped over. Jellies to play it here. Set to the outside, tipped across and out of bounds. I'll make it 11-3. And now Katie Davis to serve for Jellies. will end up being another ace and a 12-3 lead. Well, ricochet out of on again for another ace and a 13-3 lead. Timeout to Reynolds Mountain here in the middle of set one. Take a break. Come back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA. On the timeout, the serve here is an ace for Katie Davis. Back in for Reynolds Mountain is Hannah Walsh. She'll replace Sawyer. And the serve here in the net. So now 14-4. Sawyer back in again. Going in and out on the far side. Played to the back line, and now that hit out of bounds by Skylar Davis. Kind of see that approach and a little bit too high on the follow through. It's played to the outside and goes off of Warrington. Now 14-6. As it goes a little bit short. 15-6 the lead for Jellies. Molly Warrington to serve now for the Jellyfish. Sort of tracked down and just sent over. This tipped across, a nice play for Elizabeth Carter. Makes it 15-7. Back in for Jellies is Megan Godbold. And there's an ace. So 15-8. Serve now for Elizabeth Jordan, played back up front. And sent across there by Davis. Set over. That hit under the net. So 15-9. Serve here is an ace. So 15-10. Jordan's serve is another ace. We'll make it 15-11. Well, all of a sudden, Reynolds Mountain has put together a rather large run here to get back to within 4. There's another ace, make it 15-12, and timeout to Jellies. Take a break, back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA. So out of the timeout, Eagles to serve it here. The Jellies have given up 9 straight points here in the second set. That hit out of bounds, make it 16-12. And checking in the lineup for Jellies is Kiara Kane. And Kane will get set to serve. Played back to Carter, who will just set it over. Set in the middle, and there's a nice kill for Skylar Davis. Make it now 17-12. Serve here, track down into the middle for Sawyer, and that's in on the near sideline, making it 17-13. Sawyer with the serve. Track down. Now return into the net. And it's an 18-13 lead for Jellies. And Sarah Meyer will get set to serve it up. Into the lineup for Reynolds Mountain comes Hannah Walsh. Serve here is saved. Now put back over. Set back near side. That was deflected. Now back up front. Tip down. That did not touch the ceiling, but came really close. Davis had that blocked. And now this hit out of bounds. So 19-13, the lead for Jellies. So now Sarah Meyer to serve once again. That goes into the net, makes it 19-14. Elizabeth Carter back to serve now for the Eagles. Set it back on the near side. That ricocheted off the ceiling. And now put across by Williams. Eagles will try it once again here. And Kendall's hit is inbounds in the back corner. Make it now 19-15. Setback on the near side and a kill there for Katie Davis. Making it 20-15 Jellies. Back in for the Jellyfish comes Molly Warrington. And now Skylar Davis to serve. It's tipped across. Now Jellies with another opportunity. And a kill there for Molly Warrington. 21-15. And we have a rotation error for Reynolds Mountain. Make it 22-15. Turned here, and nobody goes for it for Jellies, so 22-16. And then back to serve for Reynolds Mountain is Hannah Kendall. And that goes into the net, so 23-16. Avery Massarek checks back in. And Hannah Zahner to serve for Jellies. That sails out of bounds, so now 23-17. Now Patty Zahner in at that libero position for Jellies, and Gabby Sawyer back in for Reynolds Mountain. Serve here from Williams. Played out to the outside. And saved back in the middle off that hit. Back in the near side, that's just bumped over. Set near side, that hit out of bounds. (23-18). And we have a rotation error on Jellies. That'll make it 23-19. And that's served out of bounds. So set point here at 24-19. Trying to retrieve the ball from underneath the bleachers over there. They finally do. And now Keedy Davis to serve. Cervecero will make it 24-20. Serve here for Samantha Lale, tracked down and now put back over by Meyer. Sawyer had that partially blocked. That's out of bounds, so now 24-21. Serve played back out front. Another opportunity here for Reynolds Mountain. Set to the back row, and that will finally do it. 25-21. Jellies takes set one. We'll go take a break, come back with set two in a moment. You're watching the NACA National Tournament.
Educating students.
Educating students.
To become servants of Christ. Servants of Christ.
Para llegar a ser servidores de Cristo.
To make a difference in today's world.
faire une différence dans le monde d'aujourd'hui.
Einen Unterschied in der heutigen Welt zu machen.
Fazer uma diferença no mundo de hoje.
تغييب دنيا داير وزار.
Мы можем изменить сегодняшний мир.
Can one choice change a life? When it's a big choice like choosing a college, it's safe to say yes. Put yourself in the shoes of a new student. You want teachers you can really learn from, classes you look forward to, friends who share your faith, and times you won't forget. But more than that, you want a college that prepares you to serve God with your life. Pensacola Christian College offers all this and more. Come see what a Christ-centered campus is like during college days at Pensacola Christian College. Visit pcci.edu for more info. Can one choice change a life? When it's a big choice like choosing a college, it's safe to say yes. Put yourself in the shoes of a new student. You want teachers you can really learn from, classes you look forward to, friends who share your faith, and times you won't forget. But more than that, you want a college that prepares you to serve God with your life. Pensacola Christian College offers all this and more. Come see what a Christ-centered campus is like during college days at Pensacola Christian College. Visit pcci.edu for more info.
Back to set number 2 as Elizabeth Carter to serve it. Get things back underway here in this matchup. Set to the near side. That's blocked in a 1-0 lead for Jellies. After this matchup, we'll get into the championship games. Then it's nothing but championship games the rest of the tournament. First one will be the Division 4 championship. That's coming up at 3:30, or just about an hour from now. There's an ace and a 2-0 lead for Jellies. Serve here from Sarah Meyer. Now put back across. What Jellies does here, sent to the outside. My goodness, that ball was unloaded on by Katie Davis. It's one of the harder hits of the day. It's a 3-0 lead. Track down, now put over, and a chance for Jellies again. Set in the middle. That is in on the far side off the hit by Skylar Davis. 4-0 the lead. Now Meyer to serve once again. Back in the middle, and then hit in on the near sideline. Make it a 5-0 lead. Serve here from Meyer. Now played into that back row. Wow, that's a nice hit too from Warrington. And that goes off the ceiling. And a 5-1 lead for Jellies. Back to serve for Reynolds Mountain is Hannah Kendall. Play back on the near side and a nice hit from Davis. Skylar, the 6-foot senior with kill. Now she'll get set to serve with Jellies up 6-1. Into the lineup for Reynolds Mountain comes Katie Foley. And that goes into the net. 6-2 lead now for Jellies. And Kristen Williams will get set to serve as Gabby Sawyer checks back in. Played to the outside. That touches the ceiling. And now a 7-2 lead for Jellies. Avery Masaryk back in for the Jellyfish. That serve into the net. Make it 7-3. Now Katie Foley to serve here for the Eagles. Played back up front. That will fall in. So now 7-4. Track down. Wow. That was a little bit too much power. A little bit hard, and that might put a hole in the roof. 7-5 is the lead here for Jellies as Foley continues to serve. This will be played back to the middle of the floor, and that hit out of bounds by Molly Warrington. Now 7-6. So Foley with the serve. That'll be track back and hit across. Dug out by Foley, and that'll be in on the far side. Off the hit from Sarah Meyer. Foley did a good job of digging that out. So we're back tied at 7. And set the serve for Reynolds Mountain. Once again is Katie Foley. Now Davis to put it across from that back line. And a kill on the near side by Elizabeth Carter. Foley served just out of bounds. We're back tied at 8. Now Katie Davis to serve here. And that returned on one hit. Now back into the back row. My goodness. That was a decent hit from Patty Zahner. The middle, and that hit into the net. So we're back tied at 8. And Samantha Lale back in. And that serve goes into the net, so 9-8 the lead for Jellies. Serve here by Warrington, played in the middle of the floor. Now Jellies to set it up to the back line, just kind of softly set across there by Katie Davis, and this hit into the net. So a 10-9 lead for Reynolds Mountain. Gabby Sawyer's serve clips the top of the net, and Brown returned into the net, so 11-9. And timeout to Jellies, an 11-9 lead for Reynolds Mountain. Take a break, back with more of set 2 in a moment. Out of the timeout. This hit into the net by Katie Davis, making now a 12-9 lead for Reynolds Mountain. Sawyer with the serve. And that hit into the net. So it's 13-9. Served by Sawyer again, played now to the back row, and that hit out of bounds on the far side off the hit by Katie Davis. That'll make it 14-9. Serve here played back to the middle. And that's set across and down, and now 15-9. Sawyer's serve played now to the outside, put across there by Davis. Now Jelly's another opportunity. Set back to the middle, and that hammered home by Kendall. And it's 16-9. Serve now played back across. Up to the outside, that hit out of bounds. Will make it 16-10. Back in for Jellies is Kiara Kane. She'll get set to serve. In for Reynolds Mountain is Hannah Walsh. Kane serve play to the middle to Kendall. That was blocked up front. That hit into the net. It's 17-10. Megan Godbold into the lineup. Carter serve played up front, eventually put across there by Davis. Step to the far side, that hit out of bounds. It's now 18-10. As Katie Foley will check in. And an ace served up by Elizabeth Carter. Will make it 19-10, and another timeout to Jellies. Take a break, come back with more in a moment. Watching the NACN. All right, back to it here. That hit into the net. It's now 20-10, the lead for Reynolds Mountain. So Carter will continue to serve. Make that 21-10. Serve here taken over the near side. Reynolds Mountain will play it back in the middle. Now put across there by Hannah Kendall. Davis sets it over, back to the near side. Williams. That hit into the net. Now 22-10. Boy, this couldn't have flipped any more opposite from set one to set two. It looked like Jellies were just going to run away with it against Reynolds Mountain in set one, and then set two. Reynolds Mountain has just kind of blown the doors off. It's 22-11 as the Eagles try to force the third set. Put across by Kendall. And that played off the ceiling, and now Kendall will put it over. And a bunch of digs, and that one in. I'm telling you, every single thing Reynolds Mountain is doing in set two is working. They just keep digging out hits one after another, and eventually falls in. So now 23-11. Kendall with the serve. Set over. And that will roll in to 24-11. And set point here for Reynolds Mountain. Kendall serve, track down. That hit out of bounds, and that'll do it for set two. 25-11 is the win in the second set for Reynolds Mountain. We'll go to a third and deciding set here in just a moment. We're watching the NACS. All right, start of the third set here in Division II. As Jellies with the first opportunity. And a kill for Katie Davis and a 1-0 lead. Back to serve is Sarah Meyer. Played back on the near side. That was deflected and finally falls in. We're tied at 1. Hannah Walsh back in for Reynolds Mountain. And this returned into the net, so a 2-1 lead for the Eagles. Just a reminder, the third and final set goes to 15. It's not 25 like most of the rest of the year. In the tournament play, it goes to 15. The side that hit outside the antenna, so that is out of bounds. Now a 3-1 lead. Track down far side. That hit out of bounds by Davis, and now it's 4-1. One thing about this match is that, man, the points have piled up in a hurry. It just seems like there haven't been a lot of really long rallies. It's just been 1 point after another, and there's an ace and make it 5-1. That's a perfect example right there. Back into the lineup for Reynolds Mountain comes Katie Foley. And that's serve into the net. Make it 5-2. And there's an ace, making it now 5-3. Track down and put across now. Shelly's with it. That hit out of bounds. Make it 6-3. Kendall serve, a turn back up front, tipped across by Foley. Kendall on the back line and just sent over there by Carter. Just dug off the ceiling and then it's up ricocheting in. So 6-4 the lead for Reynolds Mountain. Referee Masark checks in for the Jellyfish. Serve here, played back to the middle. Now Jellies to play it to the back line. Davis just sets it across. Williams had to work over the top of that block. Just played off the ceiling again, now sent over. Back on the near side, that's in, and a 6-5 lead for Reynolds Mountain. By Foley. Something in the middle and sent across and down, and we're tied at 6. Kendall tracks it down. Now tipped over. And a 7-6 lead for the Eagles. Brings Gabby Sawyer back in. Set in the back row for Davis. Now Eagles trying to set it up. Sawyer rolls that over. Kendall back on the near side. As that'll fall in, and we're tied at 7. So Katie Davis with the serve. To the near side, Foley will just send it across. Set just a little bit too close to the net there. Nobody can track it down. An 8-7 lead for Reynolds Mountain. Serve from Foley barely in, then returned inbounds, and we're tied at 8. And a timeout. We'll take one as well. Back just a little bit. So you're watching the NACA. Serve ends up falling in for a 9-8 lead for Jellies. And Molly Warrington set to serve. And an ace will make it 10-8. Again, Warrington to serve. As we have an illegal hit on Sawyer, I think. Well, yeah, pretty sure it's a legal hit on Sawyer. I think an 11-8 lead. And now some miscommunication will make it 11-9. Serve here, played back up front and bumped over. Gordon sets it in the middle, and that's a lift. Yes, for sure. Sawyer just trying to push it around everybody. Make it 12-9. Now Kiara Kane to serve after checking in. Set into that back line. And they kill there for Molly Warrington. Makes it 13-9 as Jellies inches a little bit closer to getting a victory here. And there's an ace. Now 14-9. And this is match points for Jellies. And that serve into the net. Make it 14-10. And Gabby Sawyer to serve here. Still match point. Goes to push it across. That will roll over and down. So 14-11. Still match point. And that kind of deflects around a little bit. And that's played off the ceiling, hit. And that is in along the back line. And now 14-12. So Sawyer will serve again, and a timeout to Jellies. We'll be back here in a moment. Still match point. Out of that timeout, 14-12 to lead for Jellies. And there it is, 15-12. Jellies wins in 3 sets. That'll do it. We'll have another game coming up for you roughly 3:30. That is the Division IV championship from here on out. Championship games 4, 3, 2, and then 1. We'll start all that up at 3:30. You've been watching the NACA National Championship Tournament.